Hello everyone, I'm Sid Durst, Recycling Committee Chair, and today we are going to bring you a show and tell of the commonly asked questions about recycling. This is the first time I think a video like this has ever been made here in the community, specifically about recycling. And I'm excited to do it. I was prompted to do it by some high-level folks in the Residents Association, particularly, no names, but the chair of communications. So what we did in the committee was we went through this list of yes and no items that can and can't be recycled, which are hanging in the trash rooms, and there are 16 of them in the homestead, which we put up. The first thing I want to start with is aluminum. Here we have an aluminum bake pan. It's 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches by 2 inches, and this is recyclable as it is after it's been cleaned, after use. So let's say we are going to cover this in our baking before or after with aluminum foil. Now, aluminum foil can be recycled. However, not in sheets like this. It has to be balled up. So the question becomes, what size should it be? Well, according to what I've been able to learn, it needs to be balled to about this size here so that the sorting equipment at Sunoco can pick it up. And this is a 7.5 ounce drink can from Dining. So let's do an experiment here. First time we've ever tried this. Let's see how much aluminum foil it takes to fill a can. So we're just going to fold it up, try to stuff it in. Okay, that was a 12-inch by 11 3/4 inch. Same size. 12-inch by 11 3/4 inch. So I'm going to stuff this down here again. Okay. It looks as if we're almost there, about 80% full. So, why don't we tear this in half? Approximately, and start stuffing. Still not quite there. Okay, one more. I think we've got it. Now remember, the foil has to be clean. Everything that we're talking about in recycling needs to be cleaned before it goes into your recycling container. So there we've got it. That is about, well, 3 times 141 square inches is what? 3 times 141, what? About 400 square inches, let's say. But that's to give you an example. Of course, I do not recommend that you do this at home. This is just to demonstrate what is the size of the foil that it would take to be sufficient for the recycling equipment, sorting equipment, to pick it up. Okay, so let's set this aside for now. And we're going to go with another piece of aluminum here. This is your pie pan. Okay? 99% of the time, this is not going to be picked up as it is by the sorting equipment. So we need to get it into approximately maybe a shape like this. This is one that I've already balled up. Somebody said, well, how do you do that? Well, it's really simple. You fold it over like that, and you twist, and you twist. Got to be clean first. And I think we've got it with 2. Probably 1 would be sufficient. Okay. Next part. We're staying with metal. Let's go to a glass jar with a metal top. It's cleaned, it's ready to go into the recycle container. What do you do with the metal top? Because metal, scrap metal, is not recyclable. You just leave it on there with the bottle and put them all into recycling. Alternatively, not to confuse you, you can take the top off, put the jar into the recycle container, and put this into your regular recycling. I'm sorry, your regular trash. Don't worry about it. When it gets there to sorting, the equipment can handle that metal. In fact, glass is a special project there. It's collected and then sent to a processor that cleans it. Oh, by the way, how clean should it be? Well, suppose you've got peanut butter or any nut butter. That's difficult to get out. Here is a quote from the Sunoco representative. Use your best judgment. That really helps a whole lot, doesn't it? Not at all. So what they're saying is it doesn't have to be 100%. You don't have to get everything out of the jar, and you can let it go. With some food items in there, you do not have to, unless you want to, run it through your dishwasher, which some of us do anyway. All right, so that's the top. I've got another item here. This is just to use an example. And by the way, this roller with adhesive can be recycled, but that's not the point here. This box, we know it can be recycled, right? It's basically paper, a modified type of cardboard, but it has this metal grating here to cut the wax paper. So we need to, if you're going to recycle this, we need to take this off. So I'm going to try to take this off without cutting myself. Otherwise, you can use a pair of scissors, which I typically do at home, but for this purpose here, let's see. It was such a hassle to do. Well, you really don't want to recycle this size anyhow, but you can see we're going to put this in regular trash, and this goes into recycle. Now I have to get another box to demonstrate. Okay. The next item, medicine bottles. You can, all of the orange medicine bottles can be recycled. However, if it has a pop top, a non-screw-on top, this needs to come off, go into regular trash. This goes into recycle. Now, people have asked about the information that's on here, the private information like your name, maybe your address, the prescription number. What do you do about that? Should you cut it off? It's not necessary. When we were on tour at the Sunoco facility, we could see what's happening. And the guide told us they just don't have time to go pulling out these medicine bottles. So it goes, if you're doing 300 tons a day on a 24-hour basis, it really is difficult for an individual employee to go in there and pull out one of these bottles. So the equipment sorts them out. Okay, if you have a screw-on top, this does not have to be 100% clean, as long as there's no liquid in it. If there's powder from the medicines, that's okay. If it has a screw-on top, please make sure that the top is screwed on tightly if you're going to send it with it. Okay? Next item. This, just to demonstrate, the pump top here, I'm going to take off so that you can see. This is not recyclable. So if you're going to recycle this, please take this out, put it in the regular trash, and put the bottle into recycle. Now make sure that the number on the plastic is not a number 6 category, because they do not accept number 6 at this point. And finally, this. Obviously, this is a cardboard bottom where a number of cans or drinks were put in here and they've been removed. So the point that here is you want to remove the plastic, which is not recyclable. Throw this in the regular trash and put this in your recycle bin. Probably want to straighten it out, right? Like this. The best thing to do is to bend it out, but make sure that the plastic goes into regular trash. And that's it for now. Any questions, please call me or email me. I'm into the directory, and my phone number is 919-602-5000. That's 919-602-5000. Sid Durst, and my email is durst3@gmail. That's my last name, DURSSE, the number 3 @gmail.com. And thank you. If you have any questions, let me know.